As I was saying that there are so many aspects to making a film that it's such an overwhelming experience. You want your models to look right, you want your animation to look right, but as from my experience, one person cannot excel in like all of the fields of 3D animation filmmaking. The professors also stress on the fact that you want to make a reel out of this 1 year.
Now, were the classes and the instructors equipped for the curriculum and the courses?
Yeah, the classes, most as we call it, our labs are. I think they're most certainly equipped. Sheridan does a really good job of maintaining their labs and the software that they use. Like I was lucky that the year that I entered into the computer animation course, all the computers were upgraded to a newer level, and they had Maya, the latest version of Maya, and they do this every 3 years. So that is great. Like, and our instructors, well, most of them, yeah. Like what? As for my experience, I do think there were some improvements that could be as per the classes that we had, because a few of the classes were not exactly what we really wanted, or they didn't really add to the production or like the production quality of our film or our reel. But yeah, like most important, like our other animation principals, teachers, and other Maya teachers were really knowledgeable, and they knew what they were talking about, and they were always there to answer our questions.
In your opinion, was there time for a social life or a job or extracurricular activities?
Uh, no, in computer animation, I don't think you have a lot of time for yourself while you're in between the course, and especially as it moves progresses forward. In the orientation day itself, they told us that just forget that you could have a job for these 8 months, because either you can concentrate on your job and give more time to that, because having a job takes a lot from you, even a part-time job, because you need to think and you need to probably make yourself available physically and mentally to that job, which reduces your time on this course itself. So I would not suggest, if you can afford, like, to not have a job and just concentrate on building a nice reel for yourself during these time. And of course, as per social life, I think uh, you're always in the lab mainly, so you do get to socialize with the people around and talk more about the subject. Uh, I'm not a very social person myself, so it didn't hurt me that much. But yeah, like you won't socialize much except the people that are in the lab itself.
Maybe you have a lot more friends after this interview. I'm joking. Okay, so what type of materials were you expected to buy throughout the year, if any?
Actually, with computer animation, not that much, and the faculty over here was nice enough to say that you don't even need to buy your own computers if you don't have them, because the lab is accessible almost 24 hours a day.
Now, you mentioned that the lab is open 24 hours a day. Do you think it matters if you live on or off the campus?
Uh, what matters is that you should have flexible access to wherever you live, to the lab and back to wherever you live, because you're always working on your film, and it's not something that you can partially work at your home and then move it to the lab. So I would suggest that if you have a car, nothing like it, but if you live close to the campus, it really helps, because you waste less time commuting, and you have more time for your work and other stuff.
What was the ratio of group projects compared to individual projects?
I think unlike some other schools, Sheridan aims at producing individuals who can go step out and work in the industry, and whatever each student can produce on itself, so that the industry people can assess for themselves if an individual is going to be any good for their company or not. So all our projects were individual projects. We did a 10-second interstitial and then a short film. Of course, there are certain people and friends help each other. Like, say for example, if a friend or if a certain person from the college other course itself helps you designing the sound for your film, so you would most gladly give him or her the credit for what they did in your film. But I wouldn't call it a group project. It's still an individual project.
So What was the best part of the entire program?
Uh, I would say graduating out of it, but yeah, the best part of it was when I got to see my film at the Sheridan Skate Theater, and it was playing on the big screen, and whenever the funny parts were happening in my film, and I was in the theater and everyone was laughing, and that was a really nice feeling because you could see all that you worked hard on actually worked, and your film is being shown on the big screen, so that matters a lot.
Right, that's called the industry day. Every year at the end of the school year, all of the graduates, first year, second year, and all of the bachelor of the classical animation program showcase their films, and all of the industry heads, if I'm not mistaken, come to this event and they hire people on the spot, and I actually go there as well every year.
Yeah.
So now you won an award for your film recently. What was that award?
Well, it wasn't. For me, it was more than an award, but it was a nomination, and it was a surprise because. So my film was nominated for the best screenplay at the Annie Wow Awards in China, Beijing, and those awards apparently are student animation film awards, and films from all over the world are submitted there. So like there were films from Sheridan, not only just from like Toronto and Canada area. So I would say Sheridan and VFS and Humber, and so at all those schools, plus at schools from France, Koblenz, and from the Europe and from America, and more schools from China, Singapore. All these films together go there and compete for these awards. I think it's a great thing. I wish I could have gone there.
Okay, so it's safe to say that you're gonna be working on a Pixar film probably very soon, right? Is that where you're planning on going? What's next for Arpan?
Well, as of now, I'm just animating. I'm actually animating on a television series at Pipeline Studios, and I really like it. I don't know what's next because I just want to improve my animation skills for now, I would say, because I honestly think I have such a long way to go. Like there's so much animation to learn right now.
And does the school offer any assistance for graduates outside of the industry show?
No, I would say no, a big no on that one, because they do organize the industry day where all the companies come in, like 2 or 3 representatives, maybe senior animators or HR people come into Sheridan College, they sit down in the theater, watch all the films. But apart from that, there is no co-op programs or any industry placement services for computer animation. So I do know that the classical animation 4-year people have a compulsory internship in the 3rd year of their course, but we don't.
Do you think it's important in keeping in touch with your fellow classmates? How important do you think networking is in this industry?
Oh, I think it's so important. And last week itself, I was reading this very nice blog, and where they were just talking about how important networking is in the animation industry. Like, I'm just out of school. I just graduated, and in my studio, I already know 4 of my classmates. So that's how it works. Like we know people who still know each other in the industry who were in the same class like 15 years ago. So it's a very small industry, and knowing people and having good relations with them really pays a lot.
And so, any final thoughts to anybody that wishes to take this program?
It is a great program, apart from the 1 or 2 negatives attached to it and like everything else. But I would say that if you do take this program, just concentrate on what you want to be and what do you want people to see in your reel, so that they're not just looking at a generic reel. Apart from that, they're looking at one specific skill set that you want to display, and enjoy the tough 1 year that you spend at Sheridan doing computer animation. Making a film is a lot of fun.
Thank you once again, Arpan. I know I've been trying to do an interview with you for a whole week, and your schedule and my schedule just hasn't been meshing. I also don't want to embarrass you. I know you're getting married next month. Congratulations on that. And for everybody else, to see Arpan's interview and other interviews, come on youngentrepreneurshub.com, and see you there.
Thank you, Martin.